Okay, I want to play Minecraft. Yep. Man. Okay, I got a lot of work to do. I got to build my whole mega base. Got to record an episode. Oh, but there's YouTube videos going on. Oh.
2,000 years later.
Man, that was a good episode. What time is it? I just spent like 5 hours just watching a YouTube video. What about the work on my base? I've done nothing at all. What am I to do? Anyways, hey, what is up, y'all? Welcome back to episode 79 of From Bedrock to Java. Haha! That's right, we're back at it yet again on this world where it is currently night. Let me go to sleep real quick. I really need to put a bed in my office. Okay, so welcome back to another episode. Last episode, we went ahead and worked on the skydock ever so slightly by, making it look a little bit better. We still have a lot of work to do, but, at least it's a nice improvement compared to what it used to be. It used to be really bland and boring, and I hated it. So I'm really happy that we have something we can look at and not completely hate. Am I missing a block right here? How did I miss one? Huh, I didn't even notice. I need to fix that immediately. That could be a hazard. This is what we worked on the last episode. We worked on the skydocks. We added some cranes. We added some structures. We added some fencing so we can't fall off. We even have some new blocks in the mix. Oh man, I love the way sandstone looks. It is such an amazing block. It's probably one of my top 5 blocks in this game. It's a very nice looking block. We also went ahead and built in a lot of new infrastructure around this skydock, such as the staircase, new areas around here, some nice stairs up into the base, a lot more ports, and I mean a lot of ports when I say a lot of ports, and even a new doorway into what will eventually be our... How is this thing off too? Okay, there's so many blocks I'm missing. But this is a whole new entrance into an area that will be dug out at some point in the future and will be used as some kind of like warehouse for all the cargo that's brought into the skydocks. Man, I am really excited to do a lot of more work for the skydock because the skydock is going to be a massive part of this world's lore. As I've said many times before, we have ourselves a bunch of flying ships, and eventually we're going to have normal ships that will be lining up to go into this harbor right over here. And we're going to have this entire area be some kind of like center of global trade or something like that. And I think that'll be perfect. So we're going to have a bunch of docks around there, docks up here, so we can get a bunch of different goods coming in from all over the place that we can transport out and send to wherever needs it. That's the idea of this entire place. And with that in mind, we have a lot of work to do in terms of these docks. I haven't worked on them much, and I know it's an integral part of my world's lore, but I just don't really work on it. So that's what we did in the last episode. Anyways, today's episode, we're gonna shift from that entirely. Today, I want to step away from the skydocks. Maybe I might come back to it a little bit later, but who knows. Today, I think I want to work on some redstone. I want to build a farm. It's been a little bit since I built a farm. I mean, it's only been a couple episodes, but I want to build another farm. This time, it's a very important farm for my builds because I really love the block. That block is, of course, mushroom stem. I love using mushroom stem in my builds, such as right over here in the Lunar City. Right over there. See that? We like to use some of this stem as like an older style of white block, I suppose. Has that certain age to it, which I really love. And I want to be able to use it more. However, the main issue resides in the fact that getting mushroom stem takes forever. Because if you try to grow a single mushroom, you get like 6 pieces of mushroom stem and you get like, I don't know, like 30 blocks of either red or brown mushroom block, and that gets to be a pain after a while. So I don't want to farm mushroom stem like that. I want to go ahead and make a farm in today's episode that will do it for me, and I think I found one by Ellie Rio 3, which is a simple mushroom stem farm which produces about 8.3 thousand items per hour, which is crazy because I would probably use quite a lot of mushroom stem if I could. So I guess we're gonna try to build that farm somewhere in this world. I have no clue where just yet, but we're gonna build it once I find a spot. And I'm thinking it shouldn't take too long, maybe an hour max to build it, but we gotta make sure it's in a really good spot. Let's try to find something. I don't think it's that big of a build, so I think we're gonna go ahead and try to place it. I kind of want it somewhere nearby, but you know what? I think I have an idea. So we have this entire farm right over here, which is my old iron farm, which I have not used in forever. I don't even think it works, to be honest with you. So I think today we're gonna tear this thing down and we're gonna replace it with our mushroom stem farm, like somewhere around here. I think we can officially go ahead and try to clean this area up and make it look better. I think that'll be what the goal of these next couple episodes will be. We're gonna go ahead and make this area look good because this area right here has been a problem in this area for the longest time. So in today's episode, we're gonna build a mushroom stem farm and we might build a building around it. So we'll see what happens. Haha. Let's go ahead and get into today's episode. Okay, but before I do anything else in today's episode, I think I need to go ahead and just clean up my inventory, fix up my tools, and all that jazz, I need to go ahead and do that kind of stuff. Jazz is my friend. So let's just go ahead and dump a bunch of stuff in here. Okay, so while I was clearing out my inventory, I realized I had a bunch of string on me that I kind of wanted to go ahead and use to just like cover up some of these little snow spots that aren't meant to be in my base. So we're just flying around these trees and just placing a bunch of string around here. And I have to say, kind of forgot how annoying it is to build around a tree. Oh goodness, especially with all these leaves. I'm not gonna miss a single snow layer. How did I miss that string though? I think I managed to clear up at least a little bit of the snow around here. I ran out of string for the most part right now. So there's some areas like this over here, which I do need to clean up, but it's fine for right now. I originally had this area planned out as like my little testing area for when new updates come out, but I think I don't like it anymore. I don't know. We'll see. I might change where I have that thing set up, but I really don't like the fact that there's so much snow, because if I place string here and I want to test something out, I have to like place on top of the string, which just is not viable in the slightest. And I don't really want to slab it up because then it just makes it even more awkward. So for right now, we're just gonna skip this entire area right over here, and we're gonna figure something else out entirely. So in the future, I'm gonna have to come up with like an actual like testing lab or something maybe. I think that'd be kind of cool. Maybe we can pull out some kind of scientist skin, because I do have one. I just don't really get to use it very often. So yeah, we're gonna make a laboratory at some time in the future. All right, let's go ahead and start building up this farm. So this farm is really simple to build. I thought it was really easy, except I ended up missing a couple instructions in the video, which led to my demise. Well, I didn't really die, but my time was wasted, and that's the worst part. I spent a huge amount of time building this thing multiple times. This first attempt blew up, as you're gonna see in a moment. Yeah, there we go. I repaired that entire area here. I repaired the machine. And then I tested it again, and it ended up blowing up a second time. This is not my day. I ended up just rage quitting my world for the day, and yeah. Apparently Minecraft farms make me rage. Who would have known? That don't look right. Wait, no, it actually does look right. Shoot.
Oh god,
Oh, the moon.
Just don't hang your hopes on me. I wanna feel something. God, you look so pretty when you tell me that you love me. I wish that I could lie, but my mind gets in the way. I know you think that I'm always way too self-aware. Oh, we could never be together, but it's nice to play pretend. I wish that I could lie, but I'm way too self-aware. I rebuilt the entire farm and now it's working completely fine. Man, I love listening properly. You want to see the explosions first? This thing's kind of crazy. I recommend staying quite a distance.
Let me get a better view.
Okay.
Why do you have a camel husk? Why is there a camel husk?
Oh, it took me a little while, but I did collect that, dude. He took a little while to get over here. Ready?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. This thing explodes.
That seems
It makes more sense. Yeah, it makes more sense when we just pop this down real quick. Oops. No, surprisingly. Thought it was, but yeah.
How is it lit? What?
Yeah, right? It was really impressive. You wanted to make sure you remembered it. Flee with extra flee. Oh.
Alright, so.
Hi.
My name's Mel. I'm the inspector today. Welcome to my inspection of GriffonSmash's Lunar City. So, first off, is this house vacant currently or something? Because I'm noticing there's like, no
a family of 5 lives in here.
Okay. So, how is this roof being supported?
You're a very good roof. Keep doing a good job. Good roof.
Okay, sure. I
See?
never get that, but okay. As well as dangerous. Okay, see?
No!
See? You just proved my point. I didn't even have to say anything.
He just sunk.
Nope. I don't think I need to say anything for this one, do I?
We can forget about this one. This one, it burned down in a freak accident. Just the inside. Just the inside. Wow, man. Don't mind him. He lives here.
Oh, he doesn't. Okay.
Yeah.
Fucked up.
What do you know? This one also burned down in a freak accident. Just the inside. Just the inside.
Just the. How is it still standing?
Don't worry about it. Just the inside.
This seems very dangerous.
Don't worry about it. It's
Okay.
duct taped.
Do I want to know?
So
Do I want to know why?
So I had a lot of enemies,
Uh-huh.
and
You really do not design for like. You do not design for closer inspections or anything. I guess this one. Oh, these! That's holding up. Okay.
yeah, exactly. That holds up the entire structure. There's a landslide.
That's not surprising. Considering the other side.
Wait, you can make that? Oh yeah, you can. Oh, the door's over here.
What door?
Hey, I missed.
That brought it down a bit. You shouldn't have mentioned the door.
Oh, there's no door there. That's a window. You open the window. Okay, so we've done quite a bit of work over the little bit of time that we had to build up our farm, and I have to say, it is working so much better than it was before. Previously, during what was supposed to be a movie night, but we didn't do a movie night this week, just because, you know, we were all busy, we ended up building up a mushroom stem farm right over there, and as you can tell by the crater, it did not go to plan. It may or may not have blown up, and I still need to fix it up, of course, and this camel husk right here, he's just sitting here, and he knows I messed up. But we went ahead and built it over here, and I have to say, this thing works way better than I thought. I don't know what I messed up. However, it works a lot better now than it did before. And this thing is really efficient and really cool. This thing has already produced this much mushroom stem for, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes of AFKing. Not even that much. And that's insane to me. We also have to like figure out the brown mushroom situation because these things do pop out a little bit wrong. Maybe I'll figure something else out. Who knows? Why is it light? Oh my goodness, it's striking lightning around me. Oh, okay. We just gotta make sure that it doesn't strike our TNT. Otherwise, we're all cooked. Yeah, this thing is going to produce a lot of mushroom blocks. Now, the main issue that we're going to face is the fact that this thing is ugly. I don't think there's a single person in this world who wants to just walk around and suddenly see a random redstone contraption in the middle of nowhere blocking off our view of our Christmas island. So instead, I think we're going to have to build something around it, and I think the rest of today's episode will be dedicated to either trying to build something around it or something else. I feel like we're going to try to cover it up though, because I have to figure out how to build something around it without worrying about the TNT blowing it up, because TNT will be the biggest issue for this build. It's going to be quite big, just so that way everything is safe, I suppose? I don't know. We'll see. But I think it'll be a nice little challenge. That also means we're going to have to move quite a lot of stuff, like our little potato field over here. This thing has not been used in forever. So I think it's safe to say we can actually get rid of it, because I don't really need all these potatoes. I used to use it for food, but I don't eat potatoes anymore. So we can get rid of this. Next up, we just have a bunch of other things around here that we can just move around, because like we got some awesome little snowmen. That's what they're called. We have some awesome little snowmen around here, which I think we can just move over to the Christmas island and leave them there, because where they are right now is just doesn't make any sense. But I think they'd be happier with some snow. And finally, we have something like this over here, which is the critter, which I think we need to find a new spot for. So we're gonna go ahead and move this thing elsewhere. So let's go ahead and get back into the episode while I run away from these phantoms. Okay, so we haven't done that much. However, we have done a little bit of work over here in this area. So first things first, we just added a little bit of terraining, even though it's not much. It just helps with the overall vibe of this place, because I hated the way it was just so flat. By adding just a little bit of depth, it really makes it a whole lot better. And I still have to definitely change this area up to make it look completely different. However, I'm just happy that it's not completely flat anymore. We can just be happy with this. We've also gone ahead and completely gotten rid of the entire field that was right over here, because I just wasn't happy with it anymore. So it's no longer here. We're gonna, of course, try to figure out something new to go there. However, you know, for right now, that's set. And last but not least, right over here, we've been testing. We've been doing a little bit of testing in terms of explosions, because if I want to build a building around this entire thing, I don't want it to get blown to bits. So for right now, what I'm doing is I'm just placing a bunch of blocks to figure out just a general idea of how the blast radius of this TNT works. Because, as we have seen, a pow. Let me just back up real quick. TNT spawns in both of these areas right over here. And if these things are constantly exploding, we're going to be seeing a building that is, well, constantly blowing up. So we don't want to do that because that would be a pain to repair every single time. So we're just going to try to make sure we don't run into that issue ahead of time. So I guess the first thing I'm going to do is, once I figure out what kind of build I'm going to put here, let me turn this thing off because it's really noisy. So once we know what we're actually going to build here, we're going to build out like a very basic box to figure out exactly how big this thing is going to be. We're going to test out the machine to make sure that if it starts blowing up, it doesn't blow up the building. And then we can actually go ahead and start adding some details to the building itself. And then I think we can call it good, because I'm excited to get to building again. And I think today's building will maybe just be some kind of like townhouse, or like maybe like a restaurant or something. I don't know. We want something a little bit more interesting over here on the coast. I want this to be relatively detailed, especially since it's going to be the only building that's over here right now. We definitely need to get something built here because I'm excited to have something over here for the first time in this world's history, besides something dumb like a mini game or just some random stuff. So let's go ahead and get into building. Okay, let's say one word for each of these little montage pieces. Collecting, smelting, trading, and repairing, building, blowing things up. Okay, this explosion's gonna be a little fun. Okay, it's going. Okay, there's a little bit of damage here. A little bit over here. Oh, it's expanding. Okay, there's a little bit more over here. We're gonna have to obsidian those areas up a little bit more so they can't blow up this building. Oh, okay. Well, now we know where it is. Okay. Let's keep it running for a little bit longer just so I can see how much the damage actually increases. You know what? That's good. Alright, let's go ahead and get into the final time lapse of today's episode. I'm using this reference right here, and I have to say that reference was absolutely amazing. This reference was found on Pinterest by Benans67242, and I have to say I am really excited to actually build this thing. I really love the concept of like the greenery, like all that kind of stuff, like growing along the side of the house. These colors, everything really came together. I learned this block palette, which I absolutely adore, and I think I'm going to keep using. And I think I learned a lot from this build. So after like 2.5 hours of work, we have something done now. Let me just go to sleep real quick so I can actually show it off real quick. Okay, I just want to say that I had to end this episode pretty darn early because, first off, I ran out of time. Second off, I got sick. So I just couldn't build up the muster to actually go around and do a bunch of building today. So I'm sorry for the shorter episode, but hopefully y'all still enjoy. Also, why the heck was there an iron golem in my house? That's weird. Alright, so what we worked on today was just this mushroom farm right over here. So we got the mushroom stem farm going, and we even built something around it. And I even tested it to make sure that it won't blow up. And I'm like 90% sure this thing should not blow up anytime in the future. And as long as my game doesn't crash, this thing should be fine, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at it real quick. Let me just go into free cam real quick. And actually, I could just hop on top of this dude, can't I? Oh, pow, pow. So let's go ahead and fly up here real quick. Yeah. And as we can tell, this thing right here is very much so more of I don't really know how to explain it. Kind of like a modern-ish, not like modern styled, but like a more modern house compared to everything else in this world. It's got a lot of things on it that just don't really look very medieval, or I don't know how to explain it, but I found this reference on Pinterest which had this very cool little design, and I decided to try taking a similar concept, such as like this little tree right here, a lot of the block palette, and some of the colors that were used, and then try to build it into my own little thing right here. And I have to say, I'm really happy with the way it turned out. I think it looks awesome. The only issue is that I want to block out these windows, however, there's just not enough room in here to block it off. If I were to put any block in here, it would have to be something like glazed terracotta, just so that way these slime blocks don't get stuck to it and break the whole machine. Now, for this build, we even managed to use quite a bit of mushroom stem block. I'm really happy about that because we built this whole thing just so we can get those blocks. Now, there were some other ideas for things you could build here. One of those things being like a giant mushroom or something like that. However, I just don't think it would be feasible for a mushroom of this size stem. If I were to build a mushroom with a stem this size, it would have to be pretty darn big. And I don't think I want to build a mushroom that big. It would be absolutely enormous. But I think for what we have here, I think this fits perfectly. It's like a nicely structured building, which I have to somehow work into the environment, because this bridge here has been here for a really long time. I don't remember how long at this point, but it's been here for a really long time. So now we have an actual reason to cross this bridge and head over here. So right over here is the actual entrance to this area, which is not going to be interior designed in the slightest. Maybe I'm going to add a floor, but I'm not going to add too much in here because this thing I feel like will blow stuff up. But yeah, this area in here is going to be pretty barren. However, it's the outside that matters most for this build because the inside houses the farm and that's all that matters. So now the next couple things we need to worry about are how to integrate this building into the environment. So that includes things like plants, pathways around here, trees, maybe just things that people do around here, like activities like walking a dog, washing clothes outside, maybe hanging clothes outside. I don't know. There's a lot of things we have to actually think about when we build stuff out here. And I don't know if I'm going to do it in today's episode or not, but we'll see. However, we also have to think about the fact that we need to leave a little bit of room right over here so that way we can build our other great bird. I want to build another bird that is flying right over here to represent the other god of, well, flight, I suppose. And that one right there, it tells the ships that, you know, you can swim. This god right here will tell the ships that you can fly, just like the other ships right over there. We don't have any ships that are in the water yet, but that's besides the point. It's completely backwards, but it's fine. I was thinking that I want to build some kind of great bird that is like maybe an owl that's flying or something like that. I think that would look really cool. I think a heron and an owl would make absolutely amazing birds here. Of course, if I really wanted to, I could build some other birds along these other perches. I could put like another bird right here, like a parrot, or I don't know. I think it'd be a really cool area just to have a bunch of birds. To like, this could be the council of birds. I sit up here and all these birds are here watching me. I don't really know. I think it'd be kind of cool, but you know, organics and such take a really long time and I'm really bad at them. So we'll figure that out in the future. But for right now, that's pretty much all I have to show. We built this entire thing and I'm pretty darn happy with the way it turned out. The details on this thing are amazing. I absolutely adore this place. I just gotta really hope that this thing doesn't blow up because this thing took me forever. 2.5 hours to build this thing. And you're gonna see like a 30-second time lapse. This is crazy. Alright, so I'm not sure if this is actually a shorter episode or not than usual, but I have to go ahead and end today's episode here. I've run out of time this week to actually record something, so we're gonna go ahead and end it off here, and we're gonna go over what we've done in today's episode. So what we've done today is we've gone ahead and built ourselves a mushroom farm. Now, mushroom farms right here are something that I've never done before. And I was really excited to actually get one of these done because mushroom blocks are such an amazing block to use in a lot of builds. Hi-ya! So in today's episode, we went ahead and built up this little building right here, which actually houses a mushroom farm inside of it. Hi-cha! As we can see inside of here, this is what our mushroom farm looks like, and I am really happy because this thing is just, it's insane. It's so easy to use. I need to refill it with bone meal, but yeah, we've already produced a huge amount of mushroom stems. I just need to AFK this thing a little bit more. And yeah, this thing it's amazing. All that's left to do around this area is to actually decorate it with like some kind of small interior, nothing special. And then I kind of want to go ahead and start working around this area, which I think we're going to do in the next episode because I think that'll be a perfect little project. I think in the next episode, we're going to go ahead and work around this area and make it a lot better looking. So yeah, let's go ahead and go over these little details on this building. So right over here, we have a nice little red piece, a nice little blue piece. I definitely need to go back through and maybe redecorate part of this because it's so bland looking and there's a lot more potential to it. It's just, I kind of ran out of time on this side, so I just left it as it is. And then over here, we got like, again, really basic looking, but it kind of fits the needs that we have. Right over here, we got like, yeah, we got a lot of windows. We got like little balcony areas, which I literally cannot be entered. I had a door or something like that in there. And yeah, let's just look at it from the front again. Just a lot of windows. We got like a nice little plant growing on the side. Man, that Pinterest post that I found was an absolute inspiration. And I was really happy to build this thing. It was so much fun. I had a lot of fun just trying to figure out the block palette and how it worked. Because now I understand how sandstone and diorite really work well together, especially when you mix in some mushroom stem. I think this is a block palette I'm going to have to use in the future. I think for my mega base, this is going to be a very similar block palette that I'm going to keep using. I'm really happy with it. I think that'll be the end of today's episode. So hopefully you all enjoyed. So, thank you all for watching, and of course, have a good one, y'all. Goodbye! Haha!